HW.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Well, hello there. My name is HW, and thank you for watching Tone Junkie TV. Today, it is the PRS S2. It's the Standard 22. There's a lot of these S2s, but this one is the Standard 22. And this one I got used. It is not stock. It does not have the PRS number 7 pickups in it. HW, how could you do a guitar review on a guitar that's not stocked? If I buy it, it will sound different. Well, I'm sorry. This one was just not stock, and it was a good deal. And if you watch the channel, you know how over I am on reverb, and I dig reverb and everything that you can get on that site. And sometimes people change the pickups. So these are two Seymour Duncan 59s, and they are splittable because this guitar, the wiring is all standard. Just the pickups have been changed. So everything else is stock on this guitar. So we're gonna get a little different sound, but whatever. You get the hint. And I got a killer deal on this guitar. HW always gets killer deals. Maybe everyone's getting great deals on reverb, but I really think I just know where the deals are, man. We've got one volume, one tone. We get a three-way switch here on these S2s, and then we can pull up the tone pot, and it splits. Idea, can we make a guitar in America, in Maryland, and can we make it still a PRS, but how do we make it cheaper? Now, I know what you're thinking, HW, isn't life too short to play a budget PRS? Well, probably. I don't know. It depends on how old you are and how long you have left. But for me, this is a really great buy because this feels like a PRS. It sounds like a PRS. We have this great Prs Tremolo System. Now, I've heard that some of the electronics and stuff are actually made in Korea and brought over, so the electronics in these guitars are different, and those number 7 pickups that are usually in here, I'm not sure if those are in the SEs. I know they're in the S2s. They might be made in Korea as well. They sound good stock. I have played one of these stock, and it sounded good. This sounds great with the 59s. It sounds like a Paul Reed Smith guitar. I mean, it's PRS all the way through and through. Someone wrote on the serial number right there. That's how you know. And it's got the man's signature right there. I mean, check that out. Anyway, let's see how it sounds. Neck, full humbucker, clean. Cool. Little bassy. You know, if you watch the last SE video, which I highly suggest you do, and just compare the sounds you just heard there to that video, you will hear that this bass is about 10 times tighter than it was on the neck of that other guitar, the SE Custom 22. This is a standard 22, and you can hear the difference. Now, these are different pickups, of course, but... Nice round bass, but it's tight enough. You could do a cool jazz line with that. Sounds good. Sounds good. That's good for a humbucker in the neck, definitely. Let's try the middle together. that sounds good. I mean, that's kind of that Gibson-y, both pickup sound on. That's cool. Very cool sound. Very clear, very articulate sounding. Bridge. Anyway, that sounds really good. That's a normal kind of what you would expect. I mean, those sound like Seymour Duncan 59s if you've ever had a guitar 59. Let's try these things split. So you can split any position. So that really gives us a lot of flexibility. So you can go back to the neck, pull this thing up, and then you get this. So, full humbucker. Split, we can split both. We can split that pickup back into a single coil. So again, full humbucker sounds like this. And single coil sounds like this. It doesn't sound exactly like a single coil. It's got a little more high-end sizzle if you listen here. But, in a band setting, it works. And I think actually this sound works a little better for chords. It doesn't sound like a Strat or a Tele, but it sounds like a single coil pickup. Or, some version of some single coil pickup. It's a great flavor you get. Let's split both of these pickups and the single coil, 2 single coils on right now. So here's okay, so let's split both these pickups. Here's 2 single coils together. Pretty nice. And here's that bridge. Maybe, is it going to sound like a Tele? Not really. It doesn't even really sound like a Strat in the bridge. It just sounds like a thinner version of this pickup. I mean, you can find a use for that in music, definitely. All right, just put a little bit of the OCD, and let's go back to the neck split. Drums and a bass behind that, and definitely after 2 beers that sounds exactly like a Strat. Before 2 beers, I think it sounds pretty darn close to a Strat. So what a great option to have the split in there. Really cool. Okay, middle with the OCD on, both pickups split. Here's the bridge. Check it out. So, hey, that's a cool flavor, and it's a lot different than this. I mean, one sounds like a humbucker, the other sounds like, well, something else. What's actually good is it's not too thin. It could have been too thin. Okay, now I gotta tell you, the one thing about this guitar that really kind of gets me is the volume knob placement. You'd think it was good, and it's not bad, but here's the thing. When I start playing, this knob is so easy to touch. I mean, you just touch this thing and it turns down. It's so easy. You could actually just flick it, and you just flick it one time, it'll keep turning all the way to 10. It kind of doesn't really stop by itself, and they're both like that, and I've experienced some other PRSs like that. I don't know if it's the kind of pot they're using or what, but sometimes I find myself on these single coil settings especially. Here you go, listen to this. It darkened so much up, and all I did was turn the volume control down to 8. Here's 10. There's no treble bleed in these things, and the volume pot just can get hit, and all of a sudden your guitar is super dark at the single coil settings. Humbuckers do it a little bit. Not nearly as much. That sounds like you're turning the pickup down, but for some reason, splitting those coils, you just take all the high end out. Poo-poo PRS. This was a killer guitar until that happened to me live like 10 times, and then I was like, what the? And anyway, so I got to really take points away for that. Look, the S2s are awesome. I highly suggest you stick a piece of paper or something that makes this volume knob a little more firm, or change the pot out or something, because to me it was killer. Going to those single coil things and just hitting it, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, my guitar is so dark, or I couldn't hear it anymore. I thought it got shut off, and then all of a sudden I would look and I had just turned it down just slightly. I just tapped it. So anyway, PRS S2, if you're looking for a great guitar, I am thinking about keeping this one and not selling it. You know, a lot of guitars come through Casa de HW, you know, to do the Tone Junkie TV episodes. And I gotta tell you, I thought about keeping this one, and I'm still thinking about it because it's so cheap. I got this thing for below 900 bucks with these pickups. It was in the 8s. I have to go look exactly, but it was probably 850. But it wasn't over 9, even with shipping. And so this thing was killer. You know, it's been loved. This particular one has some, you know, dings and stuff in it, but with the 59s, the Seymour Duncan 59s, this thing was under 900 bucks. And dude, there are some like the faded, kind of not the glossy versions of the S2s, the lowest S2 model, tremolo with 2 humbuckers. It's not the most attractive guitar in the world, but I see some of those for under $700. Guys, that's an American-made Paul Reed Smith for under $700 with the number 7 pickups, which are pretty good, foreign-made, but pretty good. But you throw another set of pickups in there, you can still be below 800 bucks if you do it yourself. And I mean, holy cow, what a guitar for the money those S2s are. This one is great, killer. I highly suggest you check these out on the used market. New, I think there's some other stuff that's pretty cool, but the PRS S2, pick them up used, Tone Junkie seal of approval. Sounds pretty good. HW, out.
Camera, I was playing with the roller coaster, but then the tank fell out.
The tank fell out? You mean the dehumidifier?
Yeah, but I didn't do that.
Did water go all over the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you didn't do it?
Yeah.
Who did it?
Leo did. He came downstairs and knocked that over.
Leo, you mean your little brother?
Yeah, he can't. You didn't see because he came downstairs, and when you were playing guitar, he came. But when we weren't looking at Will,
He did that?